Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, I have a question, and I want to know what you guys think about this. What if, for like certain boxing matches, like maybe championship caliber fights or major fights, you know, say for instance, we get a fight like Crawford and Brook, or you know, Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, a fight like maybe Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman too, something to that caliber. If we can get Canelo versus Chalo, I'm talking about major fights, major championship fights. I'm not talking about like what you would call like um lower tier fighters, not like superstars. But what if they put something in the contract? Let's just say, well, if you guaranteed 2 million for the fight, let's just say whatever fighter A versus fighter B, one fighter is promised, let's say 2.5 million, the other fighter guaranteed 1.5 or two. What if you contractually put in the contract that if whoever scores a knockout in the fight could make a possible extra $1 million, or possibly 500,000, anywhere from 500,000 to an extra million. So basically, if you guarantee two for the fight, you can make three. So sort of like a bonus. And it would be even sweeter if they could find a way to make the bonus tax free. Like give them a suitcase on top of winning the fight. Give it to them in cash. Because it's going to take something. I think for the people that don't like what you would call flat out boxing matches between boxers and punchers, I think maybe that would give them a little more incentive to basically attempt to go for a knockout, because at this day and age, people probably are not gonna want to see, in particular, depending on who's fighting, maybe 12 round uh boxing matches where a guy just utilizes his skills, plays it safe, and just outbox the dude. And maybe you might have these dudes that play it safe go for broke a little bit more, take a little bit more risk if they know it's an extra 500,000 to a million. So like I said, so let's just say you schedule for a 12 round fight, but if you score a knockout, I think that'll work. Now remember where y'all heard this idea from. So if anybody steals this idea, it came from Town Business first. But I think that's something that boxers should consider. You know, I think that's something they consider. And then plus, if you advertise it, while you promoting the fight, because let's just face the fact, they're gonna be possibly quite a few pay-per-views coming up, because Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, from my knowledge, is going to be on pay-per-view. So we know they're not going to make what they possibly could have made, because right now you just can't have a full-fledged, you know, crowd in these arenas as of right now. So they may loosen it up a little bit, because from what I heard, certain places they may have events where you can't have no more than 30% capacity. So is that really gonna work? Who knows? Because due to the fact that you may not be able to have an audience there, you have to think of something. So you have to make up for the money that you're gonna lose at the gate. I don't know if they're gonna let people work concession stands. More than likely not, because if it's a private event, pretty much it ain't no need to have people working at concession stands. So that's just something to think about. You know, maybe they should consider that. And advertise it too, because that would draw the interest of the people who want to pay for the event and say, oh, they got in a knockout incentive. So let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.